Good morning. What's going on, Facebook? I'm about to go into a business convention, but you know what? I want to talk about something that I saw that I've been seeing here on Facebook and other type of media. Now we're at the end of January, and I'm really big on goal setting and planning out your future. In my book, Cracking the Code to Success, in chapter 7, we talk about how your habits define your destiny. And what you do on a day-to-day basis is what's going to determine the outcome of your life. The things and the work that you put in every day is going to determine how well you perform. Earlier this week, I talked about what's your 4 a.m. I got that from Kobe Bryant. I love his mentality. I follow him quite a bit. I listen and study a lot of his words about the mentality he puts in. But what concerned me was looking at certain timelines on Facebook. I'm seeing people saying how their resolutions have already gone and passed, how everything that they planned have already stopped. And we're just now in January. So it led me to believe or start thinking about looking at the man in the mirror. And what I mean by that is, we all know the song by Michael Jackson, Looking at the Man in the Mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. Now, when we think about that song, we may tap our toes or snap our fingers, but listen to the words of that song. Looking in the man in the mirror, that's where I'm starting with. If you've already found out that your resolutions for your year and your goal have already gone in the wind, maybe you should look at yourself. You should internally look in. That's what's up, Broderick. And you're a big inspiration to me too, brother. But you should look in the mirror at yourself. I see so many people self-sabotage themselves when it comes to success. And it can be relationships, it can be business. If you find yourself going through the same cycle every single year when it comes to business, if it comes to finances, if it comes to your relationship, your spirituality, then you need to look at yourself and not point the finger elsewhere. I remember reading an article, and I'll try to keep it brief, but I remember reading an article about this airline back in the 70s and 80s that had a substantial amount of plane crashes. And when they did the investigation, the airline kept saying, well, you're overdoing it, you're overblowing it. And one day, the government said, you know what, we're no longer going to allow our officials to use the airline. Then the Olympic Committee said, we're no longer going to let our athletes use your airline. Then the United States of America said, we're no longer allowed to let our people fly on your airline. And at that point, this particular airline said, okay, we need to look at ourselves and find out what's going on. And when they did, they said that their standards were far less than any other airline. But it was only until they looked internally and saw that what they were doing was not the right course of action. At that point, they changed their standards, their training habits, their pilot teachings. Now, that was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. To this day, now they're one of the top airlines in the world. But it only took them looking internally at themselves to see that they were sabotaging their own success. If you're finding yourself not meeting your goals, if you find yourself not getting to the points in your life that you want to, look internally. Look at the man in the mirror and see if you can make that change to make a better you. It's Wednesday hump day, so I hope that this message can reach a couple of people. Anyway, make it a great day, Facebook.